going to go through the presentation skills. Joe Valenzuela, man, I got my notepad up here on my phone. I'm ready to take some notes. It's an honor to have you here on the first Vision Cast, that we're getting some of your valuable time. I know you've been traveling all over the place. You're at the Diamond meeting right now. So number one, for the people who don't yet know you, if you could go through your background and then go into your topic, that'd be amazing.
Absolutely, Josh. I'm happy to be here, man. Definitely excited to get a chance to see you guys. Sorry, I'm out here at the home office in Arizona, and man, absolutely incredible. We're at this diamond fly-in right now, where the top diamonds in the company are here and have flown in some of their leadership, and it's just incredible. Gearing up for the Ignite convention here, which everybody's talking about, and what we're going to be launching, and just it's the atmosphere here is just electric. Everybody is just excited about what's going to happen in the world of Secret. Everybody's been getting their our Get 5 promotion and Get 20 for the iPad Watch, which I'm wearing right now, which I'm excited about. But it's been killer. We've just been having a blast all day, and I'm excited to get a chance to talk with you guys tonight. Those of you guys that haven't got a chance to meet yet, I'll share with you my quick story. I've been with Secret actually for 3 years. I grew up in San Diego. I'm born and raised out there in Southern California. During college, I started my own company doing auto detailing, not because I was passionate about manual labor. I knew it was something I could do. And ended up being fairly successful with it. I ended up getting a job teaching at a junior college at 20 years old, which I thought was a really big deal. And between running my company and teaching at junior college was where I found network marketing. And it basically was kind of like a way to cheat the system of being able to still hang out with my friends, make a big income, travel the world, but not have to clock in 40 hours a week for a boss. And that's why I got started in entrepreneurship to begin with. So I ran with this thing and jumped both feet in. And Secret's one of those things where my first exposure to it wasn't through network marketing; it was through the kiosk. So I knew the products were legitimate. I knew that the company and the leadership was legitimate, and I just ran with this thing, and I've had the privilege of having you as a friend, Josh, for a long time now, and it's just been one of these things where the $460 in my first week by plugging into the company system and trainings like this, learning how to go out there and get into living rooms and share this with people and put products on people, that made me my first $460. That turned into that first month over $2,000, and it's never been that bad since. Within 4 months, over $10,000 a month. Within 9 months, over $20,000 a month in income. Our best month in our second year was over $60,000. Our best month in our third year was over $100,000, which is just crazy. I remember you talking to me and telling me, the bar is making that $100,000 in a month, and I never really, saw myself, able to make that kind of money and believed in myself. But when you believed in me, it was one of those things where I started to kind of borrow your belief, and it's been crazy to get a chance to not only earn that type of income, now travel the world. I was just last week in Fiji, learn at a financial seminar. We got a chance to learn from some of the top financial minds in the world. Paul Tudor Jones spoke, actually, one of the top hedge fund managers in the world. This gentleman made $10 million last year every day. So just the caliber of people that I've been able to associate with and learn from because of this incredible profession and what we've been doing. It's absolutely amazing.
Did you say $10 million a day?
A day, every day. Every single day last year.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so just getting a chance to learn from people like that, and Michael Smorch, it's just some incredible guys, and get a chance to spend time with people like that. It's just absolutely incredible. So the future's looking at Secret, especially now, it's like it's a totally different ballgame. I look at over the evolution of our company over the last 3 years. It's a different ballgame today. We have honed in, from product lines to marketing materials to corporate leadership. I'm here at the home office right now. I remember when we were we were excited about having a receptionist. It's like, wow, our office has a receptionist. And it was like, this is crazy. And then now to see we've taken over almost every single floor in this entire building, and having wings of customer service, and it was like somebody answering the phones that was a distributor before. It's just crazy. So I'm so excited. And Josh, I know you're out in Japan right now, and I haven't got a chance to spend much time with you. I'm excited. I know you got a lot going on out there, and I'd love to get a chance to basically get a chance to help the field move in the right direction, and decide where to put the ball downfield.
Well, Joe, one of the things that I think, there's many things that you do phenomenal, but one of the best things that I love when I listen to you speak and I listen to you in the trenches, because I've had the opportunity of watching you actually really build, and it's your presentation skills. And I think that so many people right now, they want to present, they want to be able to communicate in such a way that they can compel people to at least take a further look or walk them down the trail. And you are really a master at that. Truly, you have the psychology behind it, understand the patterns, and maybe you could do a little training just on presentation skills and what it takes to truly deliver quality content that's compelling and will help someone walk down the road to success here at Secret.
Absolutely. Heck yeah. Love to get a chance to chat about that. Well, first and foremost, guys, grab a notepad and pen, because I'm gonna spit fire at you for a second. I'm gonna give you my disclaimer up front. I talk way too fast when I'm excited about something. I talk with my hands, and I'm just gonna deliver a lot of content. And I encourage you, trust your hand over your memory, because I'm gonna just go for everything. Take notes on it now, and then debate it later. But here's the thing, right? You got to understand, right? It's just the first thing in presenting is understanding your audience. You got to know your audience. And there's certain things that I'll do in a group setting that I won't do on a personal one-on-one presentation, and vice versa, right? There's something I'll be able to do one-on-one that I won't do in a group. And first and foremost, I'll speak to both of those types of presentations. I want to say this for your notes. The secret to really getting wealthy in this profession, in this industry, is because is one, presenting to many, right? The way that the way that I was so successful so fast inside of Secret was my first night, not my second night, not next week. Night one, I had my 3 best friends over to my house, and I poured my heart out, and I played with the products with them. I said, listen, here's why I'm building this, right? Simon Sinek, if you haven't watched the TED Talk from Simon Sinek of Start With Why, he talks about the best companies in the world, right? Don't talk about what they do or how they do it even. They talk about why they do it. If you look at Apple, I'm a big Apple fan. I know they don't make the best products in the world anymore. I think Samsung's the S6 is like smoking them officially, and it breaks my heart to say that because I love Apple. But I got the Apple phone, the Apple Watch. I'm talking to you right now on a PowerBook. Here's the difference, though, right? If you remember Apple's marketing campaign in the very beginning, their whole campaign was think different, right? And it wasn't like, okay, our processors are faster, right? The reason why Apple today is the most valuable company in the world, even though Microsoft has more market share than Apple. When you think about it, the overwhelming majority of the entire world uses a PC, and yet Apple is the most valuable company in the world. How the heck is that even possible, right? We got to understand, Apple did not go out there and try to go out there and gain the massive market share. In fact, it was quite the opposite, right? They said in a world of PCs where what everybody's doing, right? We're people who don't just go along with we're outside the box. We go against the grain. We're rebels. We're the misfits. We think different. And if you think different like we do, then you might want to buy our phones, right? And just that right there grabbed a very specific audience. And I can tell you guys, in talking to your audience, you've got to listen twice as much as you talk. I love what my mentor taught me. He said, God gave us 2 ears and only 1 mouth, because you're supposed to listen twice as much as you talk. And when I was getting prospected, and the way that I've learned to prospect is, first and foremost, before I start a presentation, especially if it's one-on-one or if it's in a living room, I am half an hour early talking to my guests in the living room. That's what I was starting to say, is that in a living room, that's where the bread and butter of this thing is. It's the only reason why I meet with somebody one-on-one at a Starbucks is to get into their network and be able to present to their group. Ask yourself, do you want to build this business with addition, or do you want to build it with multiplication, right? With multiplication, where 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16. If you do one-on-one and then go to one-on-one and then one-on-one, 1 becomes 2 and then 2 becomes 3 and then 3 becomes 4 and then 4 becomes 5. You never get that multiplication effect in your business. So the only reason I meet with one person is to get to their group of people, and then I sign people up and I get to their groups of people, and I get to their groups of people. I can tell you, if you want to get more results with less effort, make living rooms the staple of how you build this business. So I'm going to talk about both, but in both case scenarios, if I'm meeting, my bread and butter is in a living room, I'm there half an hour early. I am doing the salt and oil demo stations. I'm doing the 5 wows in 5 minutes and getting everybody, but I'm talking to them. I'm saying, dude, so how do you know Johnny, right? How do you know your person, your friend here? If they're my guests, I'm saying, dude, how's work been? How's the family doing? And I'm just kind of looking for ammo of really what I know is going to be their hot buttons, right? Because all of us are motivated by 4 things, whether it's making money or helping other people, or all the facts and figures of what gets us excited about the company moving forward, or just having fun. I can tell you, everybody needs more fun in their life. This business is one of the best places for it. So I'm looking for their hot buttons, right? Maybe they're caught up in the day-to-day grind. Maybe they're just not making enough money and bills need help with. Maybe family time is suffering a little bit. Maybe they're spending too many hours at work. Maybe they just don't have enough, maybe they feel like they're spinning their wheels. Whatever it is, I'm looking how Secret can be the answer to what they're looking for. And I'm listening. I'm not just throwing up all over them and just trying to pitch my opportunity. I'm just listening and listening and listening. This is where I'll make the transition. Whether we're starting in a living room, I'll say, hey, well, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. We'll get everybody together and we'll start the presentation. The presentation is very simple. You're basically going to cover some basic fundamental things. The first thing I'm going to teach you guys to do is to share your 30-second story. By the way, guess how long a 30-second story takes to share? 30 seconds, right? I can tell you guys, I'm in a room right now with some of the diamonds. I know none of them are watching this, so I can share this, right? One of the things that some of us were asked to do is share a 30-second story, and some of the people were like 4 minutes in, like telling when I was 8 years old, here's what happened to me, and here's when I knew that my life was going to change forever. And it was like, okay, this is not what a 30-second story looks like. 30-second story is comprised of a few things. It's your name. It's your background. It's why you took a look at the opportunity. What this is the pain. It's the universal pain of what was missing in your life, and then really what you saw in this opportunity that's like, this could fill it, right? And then it's how much, how fast, really what happened for you. It's your 30 to 90-day story. And then lastly, it's what it means to you now. What it means to you now is a new possibility that's now available for you that wasn't available before. So real briefly, I'll give you mine. Name and background, my name is Joe Valenzuela. My background, I was doing auto detailing, right? Easy peasy. Reason why I took a look is, I don't know if you've ever known anybody that's done manual labor before, but it's not the most prestigious career, and it's not something you want to do for the next 40 years. All right, so I was open. Reason, what I saw, right, is a way to go out there and actually make an income, but not have to go work out in the hot sun. What happened for me, I followed the company's system. I went out there and made $460 my very first week in the company, following the company's system. By the way, I edified the company's system, my story. And here's what it means to me now. What it really means to me now is I can see that I'm going to be able to build a business that when I go out there and have a family of my own, I'm not going to have any man or woman that put their thumb on me and tells me that I have to be somewhere. I'll never have that feeling on Monday morning ever again where somebody tells me I have to do something, right? Put it all together. You can time me on it. Ready? I'm going to go for it. Hey, Joe Valenzuela, my background, auto detailing. The reason why I took a look is, manual labor is terrible. Anybody that's done it knows. And I was looking for a way to just, be able to work in air conditioning and work on my own schedule. And I saw Secret, followed the company's system, made $460 my very first week. I turned to a couple thousand that first month and a 6-figure income in that very first year. What it really means to me now is getting the chance to just dictate my own life and have the freedom I've been looking for since I was a little kid and getting to play all the day. Right? 28 seconds. Look at that. Bam. Okay, you got some pain and you got some pleasure, and that's really what it is. Now, diving into the presentation, I'll tell you guys this right now, is you start with your story. You start with hey man, here's where I was at. Here's what I was looking for. And I don't know if this is for you or not, but I can tell you, here's what's happened for me. And here's what our company is doing, right? And I say, here's the story of our company. Here's where we got started as a company, right? And then you go through your presentation, whether it's your 5 wows in 5 minutes. I'm telling you this right now. If your mouth is moving, you better be pointing at something, right? If you're the person who's just out there talking about Secret and you're not using a tool, you're not showing them the 5 wows presentation, you're not showing them maybe a flip chart or going through something where they can say, okay, I can take that with me and go read it to somebody else too, you're messing up, right? If you might be the best talker in the world, you can sell ice to an Eskimo, but most people aren't like that and don't want to be like that. So if everybody thinks that they have to be this smooth talker and they can't have a tool to just read from, you're gonna mess up. So I go out there and I use a tool for sure. From here, I'm gonna go through the company, which is just the story of the company. I'm gonna talk about the products. I'm gonna give you guys this. Here's the thing: you gotta find out what the problem is. If you're gonna sell anything in the world, you've got to identify a problem, right? And the problem is, here's the thing: we sell skincare, right? So the question that people got to ask themselves, and that your prospects are asking you, is, why should I care about skincare? Why are you talking to me? Why should I care? And I tell them in literally less than a minute. I tell them, here's what skincare is, guys. 50 years ago, right, when people thought when you get old, your teeth fall out. And then we learned if you actually floss and brush, you can keep them. Right? And that's a smart idea. Right? The reality is skincare, people thought, when you get old, you just get wrinkly and that's what happens. Right? But it just turns out not the case. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever met somebody and you found out how old they were and you were blown away with how good they looked? Right? I mean, what was it about that person that made them look so good? It was their skin, wasn't it? Maybe on the flip side of it, you guys have ever met somebody and found out how old they are and you're like, man, what happened to you in your past life? Like, you've been through a few lifetimes already. And, I mean, it's their skin, your skin. Taking good care of your skin is important. And boom, in 60 seconds, they understand, okay, here's why I should pay attention. Right? I want to, I've met people that look good for a long time, well past their age, and there's a couple key things that go into it. Cleaning your skin, exfoliating, and then putting good stuff on it. And that's the answer for it, right? And then I dive into the products and what makes them so unique and different. The Dead Sea, the story of the Dead Sea is the best in the world. It's easy to go out there and share, and it's all right there inside of your book. In addition to that, right, you're going to have the compensation model. Here's all somebody really needs to understand in the compensation plan, right, is number one, okay, how is it going to work for me, right? You're either going to get involved as either as a customer or an agent. And here's what I say. I'll take us. I lead with the business. I lead with the business, and if somebody doesn't want to do my business, they don't want my opportunity, and I say, here's what's awesome. At the very least, try these products out. Commit to your best skin because you have nothing to lose, right? If you don't love these products, you can get 100% of your money back. Send back an empty bottle to the company. Not only will they pay for your product, go out and refund your money, they'll actually pay for your shipping costs back to the company. That's not a company who's confident in their products, their money where their mouth is. What are we doing here, right? That's incredible. I lead with the business. I fall back on the products if they don't want to be in the business. So from there, I'm like, here's how the agents work, right? All of us go out there and we either find customers or we find agents, right? And that's really it. Here's how we get paid on the customers, right? Retail, preferred customers. Here's how we get paid on the agents: team commissions, check match, performance bonuses, right? Very, very simple. And so as you decide to become an agent in our company, here's what it's going to mean. But here's the most important thing I want you to understand. When I talk about the compensation plan, what I really do is I just tell stories. Right? I tell stories and say, hey, retail. If any of you guys that have watched my presentation before, you've seen me talk about retail. And the way that I talk about retail is I say, listen, when I was first looking at this, company, I realized, I suffered from acne growing up. Several of my friends suffered from acne, so I knew there was a few people I could help out with products. In fact, eczema. My friend Weston, growing up, suffered from eczema. I had a few other friends that I knew had eczema. But that was about it, right? I didn't know, I wasn't a skincare person. I wasn't like a dermatologist or an esthetician. I didn't have this expansive database of people that were into skincare. I just like a handful of people off the top of my head that I thought would probably be interested in the product. And then from the business standpoint, I thought, okay, I know everybody that wants to make more money, and if everybody wants to make more money, then I can at least show it to them, and I'll grab some of them. And so here's what I want you to understand. I tell people just like this: retail, I knew I would be able to retail a little bit of product, but here's what I did know. I knew retailers. I had friends of mine that were in the beauty industry. I had friends of mine that were makeup artists, massage therapists, hairdressers. And what's funny is I got a chance to show them the business, and they were incredible retail. My friend Shira Babai owns a wellness center in Encinitas, 2 of them now, and she retails the heck out of these products. She makes a ton of money in retail. I make money in our third area of just team commissions. You notice how it's a story about Shira Babai? I take it off of me, and so everybody goes, oh, wow, I know a hairdresser. Wow, I know a makeup artist, right? You understand, facts only tell, but stories sell, right? If you look at Jesus, the way that he always sold everybody about, what we were doing is he spoke in parables, right? He could have easily said, well, here's how the gospel is going to work. You're going to tell some people about it, and some people are going to be into it, some people won't. But he said, no, let me tell you the story of the seeds and the sower and the birds and the thorns. He told it in story form, so it's stuck with everybody. That's why you want to tell stories. Now, the reality of it is the second thing is preferred customers. I say, listen, I love discounts on everything. I go to Costco for the free stuff. We have a program that's really modeled after like Amazon Prime, where it has rewards built into it. Obviously, the better customer you are, the more rewards you get. And you get, not only you get massive discounts, 50 to 70% off all the products, but in addition to that, you're eligible to get, free shipping and birthday gifts and anniversary gifts and all this cool stuff. So, and actually, you can get it for free as a preferred customer. You get 4 preferred customers, enroll 4, pay no more. As agents, you're going to find somebody. Here's the way I say it. I say, inevitably, you're going to find people like you and I. Notice I include them on that. You're going to find people like you and I that are saying, you know what? I know people that have skin, people that want to look better, And people are making money being the person that refers people to this. I mean, I refer people to stuff anyways for free, whether it's a good movie or a good restaurant. I mean, we all naturally kind of refer stuff, even without thinking about it. If I can get paid for doing that, that's a no-brainer, right? And so as I introduce people that are become agents, I can make up to 10 to 15% on the team that I go out there and build. And it's like, here's what that would look like, right? As you start to build this, right, you're going to build a left team and a right team, and everybody builds a left team and a right team. You're the person that's sharing it with you. And here's what's so exciting. Whoever gets the top spot in your organization is going to lock up that spot, get the top spot. And so timing is critical, right? Because even if you wait 24 hours or 48 hours and the person who's sharing this with you happens to show it to somebody else before you sign up, they're going to get the top spot. So whoever snags up the top available spots in the organization are going to lock it in. Everybody that gets shown henceforth get a 50-50 shot of them going underneath one of those two teams, right? So timing is critical. Make sure that you lock up the top spot in the organization today, not just for the people that your person shares, but the person that is in their support team, their support team, their support team, right? And you can make anywhere from a few $100s a month to a few $100s a week to a few $100s a day to a few $100s an hour. You can make up to $25,000 a week in this one area of income alone. Leadership Check Match, the way I explain it in the presentation, is basically it's just a way to go out there and serve people, get paid to develop people, right? I think all of us have worked at a job before where maybe your boss was, somebody that you felt like you were more talented than or that you knew more than. Here's what I love about this is, you go out there and develop other people, you help them get paid more money, you make more money. Right? This is the cool part about it. And then obviously performance bonuses is based on performance. You go out there and build an organization, there it is. So a couple of things I'm going to give you just on the whole present. I'm going to give you 1%, because you write this down in your notes. This business, it's not so much what you do, but it's how you do it, right? It's how you do the how-to. There's certain times I can tell you where somebody might read the same 5 and 5 presentation, but they never took the time to listen. They never took the time to get to know the person they were talking to. They never took the time to show up half an hour early and do the salt and oil scrubs with everybody and get to know and build relationship and build rapport and just get somebody to like them, right? And I can tell you right now, right, people do business with people that they like. All right? Well, how do you get somebody to like you? People like people that are like themselves, right? Again, you got to mirror and match. In the presentation, you're going to find people mirror and match. Over 90% of communication is nonverbal, right? So it's your body language, it's your rate of speech, it's your tonality, right? If I'm talking to a person that's from the South and they're notoriously a little bit more Southern draw, laid back, you best believe I'm going to be talking to them a little bit more laid back myself. I'm going to be just relaxed, right? And if I'm talking to somebody from New York and this person's, hey, get to the point, what's going down? I'm going to be, hey, leaning forward, what's going on? Now, again, if you talk like you're from the South to somebody from New York, they're going to be like, oh, this person takes forever. Flip-flop that. If you talk like you're from New York to somebody from the South, like, man, this guy's a jerk, right? You want to be able to go out there and mirror and match your prospect, know who you're talking to. The story of the secret's incredible. Get mastered telling the stories. If you want to become a great presenter, here's my best advice: model the great presenters. You know how I got great at presenting? I watched a lot of presentations. You know how I got even better at presenting? I did a lot of presentations. Right? People tell me all the time, Joe, I want to be a great presenter like you. I'm like, man, go start presenting to people, and then find out how you can get even better. And they're like, yeah, but if I could just get good at presentations, I'm like, well, that's like saying, Joe, I want to become a really good bike rider, right? But I'm kind of scared if I ride a bike right now, I'm going to fall down. I'm like, well, no, for sure you are going to fall down, but that's unfortunately the only way you can learn to ride a bike, right? I can give you theory, and I can kind of draw pictures, and I can show you hypotheticals, I can show you videos of other people riding bikes and talk about it. But until you start riding bikes, you're never going to know what it's like to actually go and learn from your own mistakes and actually feel the wind in your hair and be successful at it, right? So here's my best advice. Go fill up your calendar with presentations. That's the number one thing you can do to become a great presenter is a thing called learn knowledge, activity knowledge. The best of the best, right? Amateurs, people that are terrible at network marketing, and by the way, network marketing is just a reflection of everything else in your life. People that quit this usually quit most other things in their life too. And the reality of it is you got to understand the way to be successful, and this is the way to be successful with everything in your life. It goes from learn knowledge to activity knowledge. And then learn, what do I mean by that? Learn knowledge is where you are taking information in through a book, through a video. It's not through practice. It's study time. It's watching the greats. This isn't riding the bike. It's watching the bike riders. But then you got to take that. You can't just sit there with this new knowledge and let it stagnate, right? Benjamin Franklin says, let not your learning lead to knowledge, let your learning lead to action. The only point of filling your head with all this good stuff is so that it can affect your life, so you can actually use it and do something with it. So this is the point, right, is take that learned knowledge and then get out in the real world and go test it and go look at it. Because here's what I can promise you. The video that you watched with me talking to you about representing, right now, if you've never done a presentation, the training that I'm giving you right now might mean some to you, might doesn't. But as soon as you start doing presentations, I promise you, you come back and watch this video. I'm sure it'll be archived somewhere. You come back and watch this video again, you're going to be like, dude, I never heard him say that. But I did say it because it's on recording. But the reality of it is it's going to mean something different to you. The same thing that you heard the first time didn't mean the same thing to you. Now you're hearing it in a different way because you're a different person, because you've gone through new experiences, right? I can tell you, and then once you go through that activity knowledge of going to the street and going out there and riding the bike, and you've got some experience under your belt, you come back to the learned knowledge, and you go, wow, this is a different presentation. I'm learning more. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. I can understand how that's going to affect my business a lot more. Then you go back out to the real world again, go back to the activity knowledge, and all of a sudden you're better than you were the first time, because the learning knowledge that you got the first time, which was probably honestly the same information, but you weren't ready for it, you get back out into the real world, and all of a sudden you're better. It means something different. You get better results. And all of a sudden now, you start to pick up some steam, and then you go back to the learned knowledge again. And it is this ladder. You want to climb to the top of the ladder of success? It's rung by rung by rung, and each one has a different label on it. One says learned knowledge, the next one says activity knowledge, the next one says learned knowledge, the next one says activity, and you climb up that ladder one step at a time, and all of a sudden you find yourself at the top, and they're asking you to speak on a Monday webinar, which is pretty exciting. But it's learned knowledge, activity knowledge. Now, last thing I'm going to say, I'm going to pass it over to Josh here in a second, and Josh, feel free to ask me anything else that you want to know. But here's the last thing I want to share with you in presentations, right? Is in your presentation, you're going to go through all the content. And by the way, relaxed intensity is kind of the mode you want to be. Mirror and match your prospect. Obviously, and that goes without saying that if they're kind of laid back and relaxed, be laid back and relaxed. If they're intense, go out there and bring energy to it. Now, closing, right? Everybody wants to say, okay, well, how do I finish the presentation? Here's the bottom line, guys, is I want to help you understand closing is something that everyone in the world does. Anybody who's in business, right? If you are in business today, it's because you have mastered the art of finishing a sale. Apple is not afraid to ask you to buy a phone. Apple has no problem asking you to buy their new Apple Watch, right? When I rode on my airplane here today to Phoenix, right, they asked me, Mr. Valenzuela, do you want to sit window or aisle? Right? They had no problem saying, oh, I don't know, I'm afraid to ask if you want to fly on the airplane. And I know sometimes, and maybe none of you watching in right now, but some of us sometimes have this hesitancy to just ask for the sale, and I can tell you, get over it, get over it, get over it, get over it. Here, let me just give you a couple of key questions, right? And the best closers in the world really aren't closers. They're not going out there and saying, hey, sign the dotted line. They're just asking the right questions to find out if this is the right fit for somebody. So here's the questions that I ask. Number one is, hey, now that we've taken a look and you've seen everything, what was jumping out at you the most? Was it more the products or the business? Right? What did you like best about it all? Was it more the products or the business? And whatever they say, if they say the products, I say, no, that's exactly what I said. If they say the business, I say, that's exactly what I said. I just agree with them, right? Do we love the products? Yes. Do we love the business? Yes, right? We're all agents here. You wouldn't be watching if you weren't. The reality of it is whatever they say, I love customers, I love agents, I love it all, right? So here's the reality of it. They say, I say, that's great. If they say, I like the products, I say, that's awesome. Do you see yourself getting involved as a retail customer as kind of a one-time thing to try some stuff out for yourself, risk-free, or do you see yourself getting involved as a preferred customer for the discounts, right, saving money, right? And I just let them pick on one of those. If they say, I want to be an agent, I say, that's awesome. And here, let me give you a 4-question close that I think will really help. If this is, I like the business, I like the money, really intriguing to me. Let me give you a couple things that will help you out a lot. Say on a scale of 1 to 10, right? 10 going, or 1 being you're just not interested at all. 10 being you're ready to get started right now on the spot, right? Where do you see yourself? It's a very relaxed way to just find out where they're at. Now, if they give me something like, a 5 or a 6, 5, maybe even 5 or 6, I'll say, okay, what would it take to get you to be an 8 or a 9, right? What would it take? Can I introduce you to some of the people that are actually making big money? Before you make your final decision, let's go out and let's go grab a cup of coffee. Let me show this to you, right? Come out to a regional event. Come meet some of our people. Let me introduce you on a Skype meeting with some of our top leaders, three-way call, whatever it is. I'll help them move forward in the process. The best and the best, you got to understand, the average, over 80% of all the sign-ups that you're going to get after your presentation happen between the 5th and 7th exposure. Most people do not sign up on the first time they see it. Amateurs in this industry, they're one and done. They go out there, they're great at making the first contact. They might even send them a video link or sit down with them. But over 80% of people don't get started on the very first time they see anything, and most people leave it at that. They never follow up. They never move them through the process. What would it take for me to help you get to an 8? Right? You say, well, I'm not really sure. I say, well, how about this? If I was to help you, introduce you to some of the top guys that are making money, you can ask them questions and see how they do it. What do you think that might help? Right? We're having an event. Bring them out to an event. If you don't have an event in your area, book a time to sit down with them, play with some more products, or go out there and do the 5 and 5 with them, whatever it might be. Get them to another exposure. Maybe it's another video. Say, hey, listen, why don't I send you this training video, or let me send you this product video, let me send you our manufacturing video. I just schedule anything to get another exposure in there to get them up. Now, if they are a 7, 8, 9, I might try to go for the, let's get started, right? And here's the way I help them get started. It's a 4-question close. I learned this actually from Mr. Josh Denny's mentor, Mr. Paul J. Meyer. And this gentleman was a billionaire, one of the most incredible gentlemen that ever walked the planet. This guy won in every category you can win in. Finance is actually probably the least impressive thing, and that guy's a billionaire, but he's just an amazing man. But he had this 4-question close. It was incredible. He said, number one, how much would it take to make this worth your time? How much money would you need to make in this thing part-time just to make this worth your time? Right? It's a great question. How much would it take to make this worth your time? Let's say they said, an extra couple thousand a month. Perfect. Second question he asks is, part-time, how many hours a week would you be able to invest into something for yourself on the side of everything else in your life? Kids, work, church, everything, family. On the side of everything going on, how many hours a week would you be able to invest into something like this for yourself? And I could probably carve out 5, 10 hours a week, whatever it is. Okay, great. Let me ask you this. How many months would you be willing to commit to give this thing enough time to start seeing that type of results coming in, that couple thousand a month? I said, well, I guess I'll give myself 2, 3, 4, 5 months, something like that. Okay, great, whatever they say. And then the 4-question close, right, is like, if I could, would you? This is the money close, right? I just repeat everything they said right back to them. Let's say they said $2,000. I say, if I could show you to make that $2,000 inside of the next 3 months, right, putting in that 5, 10 hours a week, like you said, is there anything else you'd have to know before you get started? And they say, well, I don't think so. I say, perfect, welcome to the team. Right? You want to get paid, you want to get paid weekly or you want to get paid daily? Daily. Perfect. Fill out your last name. Like, hand them an application, assume the sale. Go out there and just help them make a good decision for themselves. It is a good thing. Hand them an application. Don't be shy. Go for it. And that's the close, guys. And obviously the same thing with the customers. Find out, do you see yourself taking advantage of the retail product and obviously, risk-free, or do you see yourself saving the money and being a preferred customer?